Hey, this is Cavallo from datingfire.com and datingadviceguru.com. You ever stood in that uncomfortable, awkward place of wondering, is this guy really into me? Is he interested in some way? And you don't know if you're going to get embarrassed or rejected. Look, it's one of the most dangerous things that happens in love and relationships is when we delude ourselves, and you don't want to do that, wondering if this guy's into you. That's what we're talking about today. Hey, help me keep this thing going. Let's do the big three. Number one, if you like this stuff, like and subscribe. Why not? It's good, awesome content. Number two, make sure you turn on the notifications, that little bell indicator. And number three, if you got a question or if you want to suggest a video, leave that in the comment section below. Yeah, like I said, one of the most dangerous things that happens in love and in our relationships is that we delude ourselves. We tell ourselves stories that just aren't true. We deny reality. Now, why would anybody do this? Well, we don't want to shatter the illusion that we're as, well, maybe not as awesome as we might think we are, but we're awesome. You're awesome, aren't you? Well, of course you are. And you also want to keep your hopes up, at least a little bit, that you've got something here worth chasing. We have to be careful though, because sometimes hope is just keeping ourselves in the dark. Sometimes hope is just denial. And sometimes, especially when it comes to wondering if a guy's into you, you might just hold on to your hopes for as long as you can, in the hopes that there will be a chance for something to happen in the future. Sometimes that bubble of illusion, though, isn't helping you, and that's what I want to help you cut through today. Sometimes it's keeping you from seeing the truth, so it's time for a little bit of tough love. So how do you know if a guy isn't interested in you? How can you avoid being embarrassed or rejected by him? Well, let's give you some of those signs. Sign number one I'm giving you is that he backs out or he constantly delays getting together with you. You know this guy, right? There's this constant weird tension. You're never quite sure. And then that uncertainty, you hope he's interested, but on the other hand, he's giving you all the signs that he's probably not. If he's constantly doing it, if he's backing out on stuff, it's not good. Look, the reality is that men don't hold themselves back from a woman that they really want. You ever seen a guy in puppy love before? I'm sure you've seen this before, right? A guy that's totally smitten by some girl he just met or he just started dating. It's kind of pathetic, yes. They get all mushy and wimpy and weird. You see, guys don't have the play it cool skill like they used to in the days gone past. Most guys today have no clue how to be a player. So while it's tempting to think that he might be, you can pretty much erase that option from your head. He's not. If he's constantly letting little things get in the way of getting together with you, he's playing you, giving you false hope. And the next sign is he never reaches out first. You're always the one that reaches out to him. You're always the one that sends the first text or calls him or shows up or whatever. Shows up at his work with lunch or throws a wild dance party on a secluded Caribbean island for him. Maybe that last one's my wish. Yeah, please don't do that last one. But look, would you be the one to reach out first if you're into a guy? Yeah, you probably would, even though you know that that's a bad idea. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that's not a good idea. But at least if you've been listening to me for a while, you're starting to get the picture here. If you're reaching out to him first, you're chasing him, and you need to flip the tables on him. Do you know how to do that? Stick around, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. The next sign is he's hot and cold. Look, if he's constantly flip-flopping, one day he's super interested, usually at 1 o'clock in the morning when he texts you and he's drunk and he wants to come over and cuddle. Yeah, sure. One day he's super interested, the next he disappears. He seems to love it when you're around to make him feel like a stud, but then he's off on his own doing his own thing. Yes, he could be a narcissist, but more likely he's just doing what a huge percentage of guys out there are doing. They're abusing social media and using apps to make themselves feel like studs. Now the good news is that this game is very weak, and almost any woman can bust a man's game to make him come crawling to her. Okay, it's easy to do. I'm going to talk about that as a plan in a little bit. Sign number 5 is you're never really his top priority. And you know this feeling, right? He'll have you around or let you fill in if other plans fall through, but you're never his princess. You're never his priority. You're more like the stepsister he can fool around with on the side and never tell anyone. Not a good place to be. The next sign is there's no jealousy. I mean, you could describe the last time you slept with your boyfriend to him and he would just get turned on and he wouldn't get jealous. I mean, you bring up all stuff that should make him jealous and he doesn't get jealous. No, you don't want him to be a possessive, angry guy that just gets jealous at the drop of a hat. But the truth is that if he's never a little bit jealous or protective of you, he's not really that into you. You want to test him? Here's a test. Tell him you're going to go to lunch with an ex-boyfriend of yours, and then listen to his reaction. The next sign is he's a breadcrumber. You know what a breadcrumber is? It's when a person really isn't into you, but what they do is they drop little breadcrumbs, little crumbs of hope to you to keep you around just in case they need company or a second person to go along with them to something, or they're just lonely. You're basically a back burner. And social media is perfect for this. If you notice that most of your drama is happening on social media, well, you're probably getting played. The next sign is you're not in his spotlight. Look, as a woman, you want to feel important, don't you? You need to feel important. You need to feel like you're a priority to him. You want to be his focus. But if he's constantly looking at other women, if he's telling you about all these other things going on, he's never really focused on you, you're just his BTN. I'm going to tell you what a BTN is in just a second. The next sign is he's keeping you in a capsule. You never meet his friends, right? You never meet his family. You never get to really experience his life. You feel like you're in this little isolated capsule. Well, you're being taken for a ride, and you're being kept in, essentially, a little special girl capsule, safe and separate from the rest of his world, like a doll he can pull out when he feels like it to show it off. The next sign is you've got no clue who this guy really is, because of how he keeps you isolated and separate. Yeah, that last one I was talking about contributes to this, but he keeps you separate from the rest of his life, and you really don't know anything about him. Oh, you might make up some stuff based on what you think he might be like, but you don't really know, and that's a problem. The next sign is he's got no clue who you are, right? You don't know about him, but he doesn't seem to understand who you are. He also never really asks you anything about you. He's not curious about your life. Amused with what you tell him, maybe, but he's not really keen on knowing much more about you. And you probably start to feel like a friends with benefits, an FWB. Or maybe you're just stuck in the friend zone with a guy that you haven't even gotten that far with. The next sign is he's told you he's not looking for a relationship. This one's pretty much in your face. If he's told you this and you ignore him, thinking that you can turn him around and make him do what you want, well, the truth is you can, but you need a very precise plan to pull it off, and most women don't know how to do this. Otherwise, what he's saying is, I just want free sex. That's what he's really saying when he says, I'm not ready for a relationship. That's what he's trying to tell you is, I'm going to give you an excuse up front so you can't hold me to it later on. Because I can. The truth is that every man wants a relationship with a high-value woman. Every man does, but in this day and age when he can get everything, or as they used to say, the milk for free, it's going to be harder to convince him that you've got the value, which is what I teach women, so stick around, I got more about that. The next sign is you only have sex in common. This is one that basically happens when you ignore that last one, when he says he doesn't want a relationship. If all he ever does is come over to Boink, you can try to blame him for that, but you're the one who let him set that precedent. Again, there is a way to turn this around, and I'm going to tell you how. It's not that this is your fault, but there's a pattern here, and I'm going to show you how to break it. The next sign is you don't feel like he's somebody you could turn to. You need to be able to rely on your man, and he's got to be there for you when you need him. It's absolutely essential, or you don't really ever have a relationship. Look, there's no such thing as a guy who likes you and he's scared to act on it. If he doesn't act on it, he's not what you want. Can you imagine if you did get together with a guy like this that didn't show you interest, and you had to propose to him? Oh my God, wouldn't that be horrible? Or you had to run the entire show, you had to be the one managing the whole relationship, you had to protect him? Oh my gosh. Look, you know in your bones, you want a man in your life. And what I mean by that is it's a guy that can show you how important you are to him. That's what a man is. A guy that will make you feel loved and protects you. Maybe your mom never told you about that need, but it's real. There's a good chance if your parents are divorced, well, maybe your mom didn't realize it either until it was too late. Most of what breaks a relationship up is not what a guy does, like cheating or drinking or acting stupid. No, it's what he doesn't do because you didn't trigger his passion. And remember earlier when I mentioned a BTN? You know what a BTN is? Better than nothing. Do you want to be that to him? Well, do you want to turn the tables? Do you want to turn it around so he stops taking you for granted? So you're not just a booty call? Stop letting this man get a man thing that you're going after being a hobby, just something you do as a pastime. If you choose a low quality man to live with or even marry or, God forbid, have kids with, You could spend years trying to make it work, trapped in this relationship, and you might never find your happiness or your truth. Look, let's stop pretending that gobbling up random YouTube videos or articles on the internet is going to fix this thing. What you need is the missing ingredient. It's what the other women out there who get dumped or ghosted didn't have. You know what it is? A plan. I've got a plan for you. I will show you what men are thinking. I'm going to show you the stuff that they don't want you to find out. I'm also going to show you how to trigger him to feel that passion, to show you that you're his priority, to have him get down on his knees and beg you to be his. Because you know, as well as I do, that's what you really want. There are 1,000,001 signs out there that he's not interested, right? We could make this video go on forever. You just need to know what he shows you when he's actually interested. Start here. See this link below me? It's datingfire.com/free book. That's datingfire.com/free book. I want you to fix the situation, and I can help you. Go there now. You can get my free ebook on the 7 mistakes that women make that push men away, and I'll get you on my free VIP newsletter. It's free. This is all stuff, free stuff, awesome stuff. Get on it now, as I'm going to be releasing some special texting tips and other stuff related to this only to those subscribers. So go on over right now. datingfire.com/free book. And look, it's really important now more than ever that you help out. If you can possibly do it, share this channel with somebody that you know, another woman that needs this kind of advice. You know there are plenty of them out there. They're struggling too. Help them out. It's harder than ever for women to find my channel because of all the hijinks and crazy shenanigans that's being played on the internet these days. Help them find me, and I can help them and you. And again, do the big 3. If you're ready to go, you must have loved it to stick around this far. Come on, do the big 3. Number 1, make sure you like and subscribe. If you love this stuff, why not? Number 2, make sure you turn on the notifications, click that little bell indicator, and if you have any suggestions for a video or you want to ask a question, do that in the comment section below. And if you're already subscribed, by all means, share this channel with everybody. Hey, this is Cavallo from datingfire.com/free book. Go grab your stuff now. As always, live and love with passion.